When I was a child, there was one simple thing I always wanted: to have a cat. Every time I saw a small cat on the side of the street, I would stop. I watched them walk slowly, sleep in corners, or simply meow for attention. In my mind back then, cats weren't just animals. They were friends. They were warm. They made me feel less alone. But every time I went home and told my father what I wanted, the answer was always the same. He wouldn't allow it. I thought my father didn't like cats. That's what I believed at the time. No matter how much I begged, he would only shake his head. He wasn't angry, but he never gave in. As a child, I didn't understand the reasons adults have. All I knew was one thing: I was sad, and it broke my little heart. I felt like my wishes didn't matter. I even thought to myself once, maybe my father doesn't love me. I kept those feelings for a long time, quietly. Time passed. I grew up. I became busy with school, with life, with many things. The desire to have a cat was still there, but it slowly faded with time. Until one day, I became an adult. When I had my own income, my own space, and felt responsible enough, I brought it up again. This time, I didn't expect much. And unexpectedly, my father said yes. There was no long lecture, no rejection, just one simple, calm sentence. Now you're responsible enough. That was the moment everything changed. I started taking care of cats. I fed them on time, cleaned after them, treated them when they were sick, stayed up late when they were weak, felt anxious when they didn't want to eat. And in those moments, I began to understand. Back then, I wanted a cat because they were cute, because they were adorable, because I wanted a companion. But now I realize, having a cat isn't about desire. It's about responsibility. It's about commitment. It's about caring for a living being that fully depends on us. That's when I thought about my father again. Maybe he didn't dislike cats back then. Maybe he didn't stop me because he didn't love me. Maybe he simply knew that I wasn't ready. He knew I was still a child, that I might get bored, that I might neglect the responsibility. And the one who would suffer wouldn't be me. It would be the cat. That prohibition wasn't an act of cruelty. It wasn't a lack of love. It was a form of responsibility I couldn't understand as a child. Now, every time I see my cat sleeping peacefully, I feel warm inside. Not just because they're cute, but because I know I care for them with all my heart. And at the same time, I learned something important about life. Not everything that hurts in the past is bad. Not every restriction means a lack of love. Sometimes parents say no not because they hate us, but because they can see further than we can at that moment. Now I understand. And that understanding didn't come from my father's words. It came from experience. Sometimes the things we think are bad actually have a much deeper meaning. What I want to say is this: whatever you choose to take care of, whether it's a cat, a dog, or any other animal, you must be responsible and love them wholeheartedly. Because just like us, animals also need love, care, and responsibility. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you.